Okay, let's start TCR. Now we are starting with the CA Inter law chapter, very, very important chapter, and the chapter name is Management and Administration. Okay, so we are starting with the revision of that. Let's go for it one by one and let's complete it in a step-by-step manner. First, we saw in this registers के बारे में, that is section number 88. Let's see this. Registers case में there are four rules which you have to remember, very, very important. These four rules are Rule 3, Rule 4, Rule 5, and Rule 6. Rule 3 बोलता है regarding form and manner. So it says that if the company is maintaining a register and if the company is limited by shares, it has to maintain a form it has to maintain the register in a form called MGT1. Okay. Second, if the company is not limited by shares, so in that we did a code called no panda in BCG, if you remember. No panda in BCG में आएगा पहले name of the member, name of the guardian in case of minor, name and address of the nominee. After that you have PAN or SIN. If it is a corporate, then it will be SIN. Then after that we'll have the next part, that is the address and the email address. N से आएगा nationality, DA से आएगा date of birth. Okay. Then after that we had इनसे दो पॉइंट्स है, that is your instructions and instruction to send the notice, and second was any other interest if any, and finally we had BCG, that is date of becoming the member, date of cessation as a member, and amount of guarantee if any. That completed your for companies which are not limited by shares. रूल 4 ये बोलता है that debenture holders have to fill a form called debenture holders के लिए will maintain a register called register of debenture holders, and it will be in a form called form MGT2. So it will be in a format called MGT2, that register the company will be maintaining. Okay. Then rule 5 में उन्होंने लिखा है यहाँ पे regarding four things this we did in the class. If you remember, we had done something called as PTPC, place time fad change. ऐसा मैंने कुछ किया था. पहले place में किया था कि that the all the registers will be kept at the register office of the company. If we want to keep it at any other place in the city, town, or village where the register office is situated, then can we keep it at such other place? The answer is yes. And finally, if the company wants to keep it at in some other city, can they keep it? The answer is yes. They have to pass a special resolution, and 1/10 of the members should agree. Even if you want to keep it at any other place in the city, town, or village where the company is located, do you have to pass a special resolution? The answer is yes. Okay. So अगर आप रजिस्टर ऑफिस में रख रहे हो तो आप रख सकते हो, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. अगर आप उसी शहर में कहीं और रख रहे हो तो यू हैव टू पास अ स्पेशल रेजोल्यूशन, एंड इफ यू आर कीपिंग इट इन एनी अदर प्लेस इन द सिटी आउटसाइड द सिटी टाउन और विलेज, देन यू हैव टू पास अ स्पेशल रेजोल्यूशन, एंड 1/10 of your members should be residing in that other city town or village. Simple. After that we had done this part, that the entry in the register of members should be made within 7 days. फैड में आएगा pledge, hypothecation, attaching shares and dividend. So these 4 points were covered. Remember, this is a revision class, so I'm not going to teach pledge क्या है, hypothecation क्या है, attaching shares क्या है, dividend क्या है, that I've already taught. We are just doing a quick recap of the points. Change should be captured, and the change of in your notes you must have written NIDO, or you can use the code name ditto. Name ditto अगर use कर रहे हो तो आ जाएगा change of name, ditto का D से आएगा death, then insolvency, transfer to IPF in case of section 125, and finally you have other reasons. Okay, so these are the areas which are covered in rule 5. रूल 6 ये बोलता है कि अगर आप कोई रजिस्टर मेंटेन कर रहे हो तो यू शुड कीप एन इंडेक्स along with the necessary entries. However, if the entries are less than 50, so आपको यहाँ पे इंडेक्स की रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है, बिकॉज उतने एंट्रीज ही नहीं है, so we don't have to keep a separate index in place. Finally, index requirement is the requirement for all registers. Simple. That is what we have done. Now, after this, we are entered into a pretty big part, and that is in relation to the foreign register. If you remember, foreign register आइए करते हैं साथ में, and this we had done PCR. The company will maintain the register of members in its register office. We are taking it as Hyderabad. Uh, the company should have prescribed in its AOA that the company can maintain a foreign register, and if तो पहले तो AOA में होना चाहिए. अगर AOA में है, then the company can maintain a foreign register. Let's say we are keeping it in UAE, that is in the city of Dubai. So if you are keeping that, then we have to, whenever we open the foreign register or make changes in the foreign register or discontinue the foreign register, we have to fill a form called form MGT3 and file it with the ROC within 30 days. ये हम लोग को फाइल करना पड़ेगा. आगे ये दिया है यहाँ पे, आप अगर फॉरेन रजिस्टर मेंटेन कर रहे हो, so it should be in the same format as the principal register because it is a part of the principal register. नेक्स्ट ये आएगा यहाँ पे, फॉरेन रजिस्टर अगर आप मेंटेन कर रहे हो तो कैन यू कीप इट ओपन फॉर इंस्पेक्शन? द आंसर इज यस. Can you close it for an inspection? Can you close it so that inspection is not allowed? The answer is yes. But you have to give ad in 2 newspapers before you close the register for inspection. And then you can pass the necessary entries. एंट्रीज कब पास करोगे? Whenever the board of directors or committee shall approve the allotment or transfer. The registers have to be maintained as per the competent authority of that country. And finally, the next point is, sir, whenever the entry is made in the foreign register, suppose आपने entry अगर pass कर दिया, then we have to update the register office within 15 days. Within how many days? Within 15 days. Sir, register office क्या करेगी? They will maintain a duplicate register and the entries in the principal register of members, that is the main register of member which is shown in blue here, and the one which is in yellow here, the duplicate register, the entries will be different, so they will be distinguished from each other. They will be distinguished from each other. Simple. That completes our section number 88, subsection number 4. 4 कैसे याद करेंगे? Foreign register. तो आएगा subsection number 4. Let's go further to the next point. Please see here. We are done. That is BO. That is section number 89. देखते हैं इसको. Section 89 talks about a beneficial owner. अभी इसमें क्या लिखा दिखता है? Please see here. If Abhay is holding the shares in the company through a trust, in that case trust का नाम रहेगा यहाँ पे कंपनी के रजिस्टर मेंबर में, so trust here becomes the registered owner. लेकिन सारे फायदे अभय को मिल रहे हैं, so Abhay will become the beneficial owner. Trust has to fill a form called MGT4 because it is the registered owner, so registered owner have to fill a form called MGT4 and give a declaration to the company saying कि हम यहाँ पे registered owner है, हम किसी और के बदले में shares hold कर रहे हैं. The beneficial owner has to fill a form called MGT5 and he has to disclose to the company that he is a beneficial owner through the trust, and the trust ke through he is getting all the benefits in the company. And the company has to file a form called MGT6 with the ROC. That is what they have said. That is section number 89. Small section, the balance area you have to read, very, very simple area. Let's go to section number 90. What does section number 90 say? Let's see. पहले section number 90 में पहले देखते हैं कि एक SBO होता कौन है. SBO is any person they have given here who acting alone or together or through one or more persons or trust possesses one or more of the following rights or entitlements in such reporting company, namely, he holds indirectly together with any direct holdings not less than matlab minimum 10% of the shares, or indirectly together with any direct holdings minimum 10% of the voting rights. He gets the right to receive or participate not less than again minimum 10% of the total distributable dividend. जितना dividend company दे रही है उसका 10% इसको मिल रहा है. या finally he exercises significant influence or control in the company. Now if a person is satisfying any one of these conditions, he becomes an SBO. SBO अगर होगा यहाँ पे, then in that case he has to give a declaration to the company whether he is holding 25% or such percentage as prescribed. Now I have already told you that such percentage as prescribed right now is now 10%. तो अभी 10% prescribed हो चुका है. Now this SBO is giving a declaration to my dear students. He has to fill a form called Ben 1. कौन सा फॉर्म भरेगा? Ben 1, and he has to give it to the company. याद रखना Ben 1 करके एक फॉर्म है that he has to give to the company. In today's times, after your Companies Amendment Act 2019, basically from 8 Feb 2019, that Ben 1 form has to be filled within 30 days after you become an SBO, and the company will file with the return with the ROC in a form called Ben 2. Company will fill a form with the ROC in a form called Ben 2. Okay, within 30 days. Next, company को अगर किसी ने declaration दे दिया, company has to maintain a register of interest declared containing the name, date of birth, address, and the other details of such a person. If any member wants to inspect it, can they inspect it? The answer is yes. उनको inspection allowed है. Simple. अगर आपने यहाँ पे एज अ कंपनी के 3 ड्यूटीज देखना है यहाँ पे. पहले, अगर आपने रिटर्न अगर फाइल नहीं किया, अगर आपने रजिस्टर यहाँ पे मेंटेन नहीं किया, या अगर आपने इंस्पेक्शन अलाउ नहीं किया मेंबर को, इन दैट केस देयर विल बी पेनल्टी फॉर द कंपनी एंड द ऑफिसर इन डिफॉल्ट. कंपनी के लिए पेनल्टी है 1 लाख प्लस 500 रुपीज पर डे अप टू 5 लाख. ऑफिसर इन डिफॉल्ट के लिए पेनल्टी है 25,000 प्लस 200 रुपीज पर डे अप टू 1 लाख. इस तरीके से दिया हुआ है. सिंपल. फर्दर लेट्स सी. सर अगर ये इंसान ने अगर अपना डिक्लेरेशन दिया ही नहीं था, ये इंसान जिसको डिक्लेरेशन देना था बिकॉज ये सिग्निफिकेंट बेनिफिशियल ओनर है, इसने अगर डिक्लेरेशन दिया ही नहीं, देन इन दैट केस देयर विल बी पेनल्टी ऑफ रुपीज 50,000 प्लस 1,000 रुपीज पर डे अप टू मैक्सिमम ऑफ रुपीज 2 lakhs. इस तरीके से दे हैव सेड. ओके, लेट्स गो फर्दर. The company has to give a notice to SBO or a person who is having the knowledge of the SBO or is likely to have the knowledge of the SBO or has been an SBO in the last 3 years. They have to send a notice to such person. That person can give 4 types of reply which we have done in the class. First reply is proper reply, जिसमें उस इंसान ने properly हर चीज बता दिया. सेकंड रिप्लाई होगा यहाँ पे कि अगर प्रॉपर रिप्लाई दे दिया तो मैटर क्लोज हो जाएगा यहाँ पे, तो आगे बढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. Second reply can be that reply is false. If the reply is false, if the person gives false or inappropriate information, in that case there will be penalty under section number 447. If the reply is given within 30 days and if the reply is not satisfactory or the information is not received, then the company has a right to apply to the tribunal within how many days? Within 15 days. 15 डेज मैटर ट्रिब्यूनल के पास गया, वी हैव टोल्ड द ट्रिब्यूनल कि देखो ये इंसान इन्फॉर्मेशन दे रहा नहीं है, या इन्फॉर्मेशन जो दिया वो सेटिस्फैक्टरी नहीं है, द ट्रिब्यूनल विल call hearing and give all the parties an opportunity of being heard. After that, the tribunal will, if the tribunal finds that person has not given the declaration properly, tribunal will restrict the rights within 60 days from the receipt of the application. And this person who is there, the significant beneficial owner, इसका जो rights है ये ट्रिब्यूनल एक तरीके से छीन रही है. सर इसमें कौन से राइट्स कवर्ड है? ये जो राइट्स जो है, रिस्ट्रिक्ट द राइट जो है यहाँ पे, उसमें क्या क्या राइट्स आप रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर सकते हो, वो दिया रूल 7 में. एंड इन रूल 7 दे हैव सेड दैट you cannot, they can restrict the right to transfer your shares, transfer the interest on your shares, basically आप shares बेच नहीं सकते, restrict the voting rights on shares, restrict the dividend that you should receive on shares, or any other such rights. So you understand that restrict the rights मतलब this person can also be restricted to transfer his shares. This person will be, however, be given an opportunity within 1 year to make an application to the tribunal to lift or relax the restriction. वो ट्रिब्यूनल को लिख सकता है पूरा बोल के कि देखो मैं एसबीओ हूँ, मैं इसके थ्रू इतने शेयर्स होल्ड कर रहा हूँ, ऑल दिस ही कैन डिस्क्लोज एवरीथिंग एंड ही कैन कम आउट विद इन 1 year. अगर वो 1 साल के अंदर ये नहीं आता, then in that case if he doesn't make an application, then in that case his shares will be transferred to the IPF under section number 125 subsection number 5. इस तरीके से उन्होंने बोला यहाँ पर. Simple. That completes your this matter called section number 90. Okay, let's go to section number 91. Let's see this. Section number 91 में उन्होंने इस तरीके से दिया हुआ है यहाँ पे. Let's see this. अगर सेक्शन नंबर 91 में what they have said is regarding closure of register. इसमें लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं कि जब भी आप क्लोजर ऑफ रजिस्टर करने की प्लान कर रहे हो, 7 days in advance, 7 days before that, you have to give an advance notice. Okay, you have to give a 7 days notice. Basically means 7 days का gap होना चाहिए. And you should inform the members that आप यहाँ पे register of members close करोगे. So the members are aware कि आप close करने वाले हो यहाँ पे, so that they are aware कि इस time से इस time register of members close रहेगा तो inspection नहीं कर सकता. If you are a company which is regulated by SEBI, that is mostly will be listed companies, in that case the SEBI can mention lesser period than 7 days for that gap. So basically SEBI can say, let's say SEBI in the regulation says that a listed company should maintain at least a 3 days gap, or they should send a 3 days advance notice to the members. So it means that there should be a 3 days gap. But can the SEBI give 10 days gap? No, because 10 days is not lesser than 7 days. So 7 days law में लिखा हुआ है, SEBI can give a lesser period than 7 days and request the company to send the notice to the members regarding closure of register. Company जब register close करेगी, so at any point of time if they close the register, they can close it for up to 30 days. So if the company closes it here for 15 days, is it okay? The answer is yes. If the company closes it here for 10 days, is it okay? The answer is yes. If the company closes it here for 25 days, is it okay? The answer is no, because the aggregate number of days for which the register of members can be closed should not exceed 45 days. तो आप एक बार जब बंद कर रहे हो, it cannot exceed 30 days. और अब अगर आप in totality पूरे साल में देख रहे हो, it should not exceed 45 days. So if you have closed it here for 15 days, you have closed it here for 10 days, then maximum you can close it here for how many days? 20 days you can close it for. Simple. Okay. Now there are penalty sections also. So now this timeline which you just did, no, is covered in section number 91 subsection number 1. जो पेनल्टी दिया है वो दिया है सेक्शन 91 सबसेक्शन नंबर 2 में. उधर उन्होंने ये बोला है कि अगर आपने नोटिस दिया ही नहीं, या तो फिर अगर एक कंपनी को रिक्वायरमेंट था कि 7 डेज पहले नोटिस देना है, लेकिन आपने नोटिस दिया इधर, 7 डेज का गैप इधर था. सो इफ यू आर क्लोजिंग द रजिस्टर हियर, द नोटिस शुड हैव बीन गिवन बिफोर दिस डेट. बट इफ यू हैव सेंड द नोटिस हियर माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स, इन दैट केस यू हैव गिवन अ शॉर्टर नोटिस. तो अगर आपने नोटिस दिया ही नहीं, दैट इज कॉल्ड नो नोटिस. इसको हम बोलते हैं शॉर्टर नोटिस. ओके, आपने कम टाइम दिया यहाँ पे. Or if the company is not complying with that 30 days requirement, company is keeping the register closed at any one point of time in a stretch for let's say more than 30 days. Or if the company is keeping the register closed for more than 45 days throughout the year. पूरे साल में number of days calculate करोगे, so you are keeping it closed for more than 45 days. In that case, what they have said is the penalty will be there for the company. Okay. Then rules में क्या लिखा है कि सर अगर हम नोटिस भेज रहे तो नोटिस भेजना कैसे? यू कैन गिव एड इन 2 न्यूज़पेपर्स. यू नो दिस वेरी वेल. इंग्लिश लैंग्वेज एड इन इंग्लिश न्यूज़पेपर, वर्नाकुलर लैंग्वेज एड इन वर्नाकुलर न्यूज़पेपर. ठीक है, ये दोनों दिया इंग्लिश न्यूज़पेपर का एंड वर्नाकुलर न्यूज़पेपर का. नेक्स्ट यहाँ पे कंपनी विल प्लेस द एड ऑन द वेबसाइट ऑफ द कंपनी इफ एनी, एंड एनी वेबसाइट दैट इज अप्रूव्ड बाय द सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. यहाँ पे कंपनी एड को प्लेस कर सकती है. ओके, लेट्स गो फर्दर. वील एंटर नाउ सेक्शन नंबर 92. लेट्स डू दिस. सर एनुअल रिटर्न के कंटेंट में क्या क्या आएगा? ओके, सो लेट्स गो फॉर इट. सर, the register office of the company, principal business of activity, holding company, subsidiary company, associate company, shareholder, debenture holder, other security holders का holding pattern, foreign institutional investment, member या debenture holders का change in the members or debenture holders in the company, change in the promoter, director or KMP, any remuneration paid to director KMP, any penalty paid by director KMP, attendance details of shareholders meeting and remember here the directors meeting, दोनों की meeting का. Finally, certificate of compliance. These are the contents of the annual return. सर ये एनुअल रिटर्न साइन कौन करेगा यहाँ पे? साइन बाय द डायरेक्टर और सीएस एम्प्लॉयड बाय द कंपनी. सीएस अगर एम्प्लॉयड नहीं है, इफ नॉट देन इन दैट केस सीएस इन प्रैक्टिस. So in the case of OPC and small company, who will sign it? Signed by CS. अगर CS कंपनी में नहीं है, then the director of the company will sign it. Simple. सर अगर यहाँ पे कोई भी कंपनी रहेगा in which in the company is OPC small company, sir, then do they have to fill all these details? The answer is no. For them there is abridged annual return, so basically they will fill all these details in summarized form. Okay, so some of the requirements are not there also for them. जैसे normally foreign institutional investment है वो होगा नहीं यहाँ पे. So all these details में सब नहीं है, कुछ कुछ details उनको भरने पड़ेंगे. Next, for listed company or company having paid a capital of 10 crores or more or having turnover of 50 crores or more, they shall take CS certification and this shall be in a form called MGT 8. Okay. Next, the company has to allow inspection of the registers. Company has to preserve the register for 8 years. And if a person asks for a copy, company has to provide a copy. The annual return होना चाहिए, ये report नहीं है, ये return होना चाहिए. The annual return has to be placed on the website of the company. The annual return has to be filed with the ROC 60 days from the AGM date. Finally, the company has to fill a form called MGT7 while filing the return with the ROC. And for small company and OPC, you have to file the return with the ROC in a form called MGT7A. So annual return has to be filed in MGT7 or 7A. 7A is for small company and OPC. Okay. That completes section number 92. Section number 93, as you know, is omitted. 94 पे आते हैं. 94 के साथ साथ we'll complete 119 का भी जो distinguisher खत्म कर देंगे यहाँ पे, ताकि बाद में करने में इजी पड़े. रजिस्टर्स रिटर्न्स का हम देख रहे हैं, प्लेस ऑफ कीपिंग एंड इंस्पेक्शन. यहाँ पे हम इंस्पेक्शन ऑफ मिनट्स देख रहे हैं. पहले प्लेस ऑफ कीपिंग कहाँ होगा? इट विल बी केप्ट एट द रजिस्टर ऑफिस ऑफ द कंपनी और एनी अदर प्लेस वेयर 1/10 of the members reside. You can keep it there, but for this I told you that SR has to be passed. For inspection of minutes, you will be keeping the minutes book at the register office of the company. Inspection कौन कर सकता है सर? For MDOB, that is member, debenture holders, other security holders and beneficial owners, the inspection is allowed free of cost. For others, it is mentioned in the AOA. The amount that you have to pay for inspection is mentioned in the AOA. The amount shall not be more than ₹50 for each inspection. Okay. Next, extracts के लिए they have given an MDOBO for member, debenture holder, other security holders, beneficial owners or others. Member, debenture holder, other security holders याद रखना, then beneficial owners and others. There is no fees for taking extracts. So if you're inspecting the minutes book and if you're making a note of it, then in that case there is no fees for that. If you're requesting for copies, then for MDOBO, fees will be as prescribed. Inspection for section 119 के case for inspection of minutes is allowed only for members. Even for directors or creditors, they cannot inspect. Copies, can they get the copies? Yes, and the copies have to be furnished within how many days? Within 7 days. Amount mentioned in the AOA, amount not more than ₹10 per page. So if the person requests for a copy, does the company have to give a copy? The answer is yes, but the company cannot charge ₹10 per page or part of the page, and that value, whatever they're charging, which should not be more than ₹10, will be mentioned in the AOA. Okay. Let's go further. Let's go to section number 95 now. 95 very simple. It's just one section यहाँ पे, one line यहाँ पे, that whatever you write in the registers or indices, that is index or copies of the annual return that you have filed, shall be prima facie evidence of any matter. It will be taken as the main evidence. Okay. That completes our first set here. That is from 88 to 95. Okay.